Good evening, you guys. I hope you're doing well. So, in this video, we're going to talk about the Boyde Belt System. What is that? Sounds very strange, right? Well, I'll tell you a little story about it. One of the best Gracie Jiu-Jitsu gyms or Jiu-Jitsu gyms on planet Earth is Gracie University in Los Angeles, California. Okay, and they've got a load of black belts there, many black belts, and some of them have been a black belt for a while, okay, years and years and years, and that means they're a little bit older, respectfully, okay. And one day, this older gentleman, this older black belt, was sparring with a young, athletic, like 25-year-old blue belt, okay. And the blue belt couldn't necessarily submit the black belt, but he gave him a hell of a hard time. Okay, and after the sparring match, the black belt was a little bit embarrassed. Basically, blue belt shouldn't really be a black belt. That's why the black belt is held in such high regard. Okay, it should be very, very, very difficult for someone to beat that person, regardless of age, height, gender, whatever it is. Okay. But in this situation, this blue belt, okay, who was young, who was athletic, okay, and who I believe had a wrestling background, was able to give the black belt a really, really, really hard time. Okay, we've all heard stories of how hard wrestlers train. Okay, and it's true, they break their body, and they really are some of the hardest people to fight, from my experience. Okay, and basically, the black belt knocked on Henna Gracie's door. Henna and Hiron are the two brothers that run that gym. Okay. He knocked on Henna's door. He goes in and he explains the whole situation, and basically he apologizes to Henna. He's saying, Henna, I'm sorry about what happened. You know, I'm sorry. He apologizes, and Henna just looks at him and goes, don't worry, bro, it's fine. Let's look at it rationally, okay? Young 25-year-old male versus older, roughly 65-year-old male, okay? Who's going to win? It's obviously going to be the young 25-year-old. Now, yes, the black belt knows way more techniques, hundreds, if not 1,000 or 1,500 techniques, okay, under their belt. But just because a student has the knowledge doesn't necessarily mean that they're able to win the fight every single time, okay? Even if you're a black belt or a purple belt or a high belt, whatever it is, you're still going to have a bad day, okay? I have bad days where I drive home from the gym and I'm thinking, well, I was expecting to do a little bit better in that role. But at the end of the day, that's the wrong way to look at it, okay? If you have that mindset, it's inevitably going to lead to you, you getting disheartened, okay? And that's going to lead to you quitting, and that's the number one thing we're trying to avoid. So Henna basically says, don't worry, bro, it's natural. And out of this story, they created the Boyde Belt System, okay? The older black belt had the last name Boyde, so they made this system after him, okay? And it basically means if your opponent is 10 kilos heavier than you, that's roughly a belt. Okay, 20 kilos would be 2 belts. Okay, and for every 10 years that the student is younger than you, that's another belt. Okay, there's different ways of looking at it. And if you look at it in this context, you have the young athletic blue belt. Okay, remember it's a blue belt, not a white belt, so they've got a level of skill already, and obviously the bit being younger and more athletic, but the black belt's knowledge is up here, okay? But when you look at it through the perspective of the Boyde Belt system, what happens is this, okay? Which is exactly how the role went, okay? The blue belt was able to give the black belt a really hard time, but from my knowledge, didn't submit the black belt, okay? And that's why I ended here. Now, if this student had maybe been 10 years older, so like 35, it would have been slightly different. The black belt probably would have won, okay? And basically, whenever you're struggling with jiu-jitsu, whenever you're feeling disheartened because you're not doing that well or as well as you think you should be, just remember this system. You know, on your drive home, think, is that student younger than me? Yeah. Am I injured? That's gonna that has to be taken into account, okay? So I recommend you use this, okay? When I drive home, this is the system that I use, and it's a very good perspective to keep. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Speak to you soon.